Okay, we need to talk. We need to talk about this because this is crazy. Some of you may know my position on this already. We've spoken a lot about dupes in the past, especially from brands like MCO Beauty. I don't know what I mean by like MCO Beauty because there really is only one brand like MCO Beauty that really just straight up copy other brands. I want to preface this video by saying, I'm not against dupes, I'm not against affordable makeup, I'm not against drugstore makeup, I'm also not against luxury makeup. And I also understand why some brands may be angry at people for duping them. First of all, let's just say that. Okay, I have literally already uploaded this video and then taken it down just to add in this clip because I posted my opinion on this yesterday on TikTok. And I know TikTok isn't the best place to look for people that listen properly or, you know, or understand context, but I have to reiterate again because the comment section over there really read into what I was saying far too deeply. People were saying, oh, because I can afford, talking about me, you can afford the luxury stuff, so you don't care about this. You don't want me to have a... Listen, calm down, first of all. That is not what I'm saying. I want everyone to understand, and I want to put this very plainly, very simply, a few things. As I already said, I like dupes. I think dupes are important in the beauty industry, and there are actually dupes that I like the same or better than the originals. 2, I want everyone to have affordable makeup, including myself. Because you know me, if you know me well on this YouTube channel, I think affordable makeup has become really expensive in general. So affordable makeup is important to me and to everyone else in the whole fucking world, right? The next part, I am on no one's side in this debate. I am not sticking up, or I don't want anyone to take this as me sticking up for Urban Decay. I don't even like Urban Decay products. I'm not sticking up for L'Oreal. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. It's just the packaging, okay? This is me talking about how terrible I think the direct copy of the packaging is. That's it. I think it's unimaginative. I think it's tacky and cheap in terms of the copy, not in terms of a product. I don't think cheap products are tacky. That is not what I mean. It is a packaging, copying, unimaginative, uncreative issue that I have. I know I sound very serious sometimes, and maybe my English accent makes people think I'm very stuck up, but I'm not against affordable products or people having affordable products. I am also happy for Skindinavia that they now have a distributor that can sell it on their spray, their original formula, to do whatever they want with at a more affordable price. I just want to set that out. Please don't think I am aiming at you or targeting you because you want affordable products. You know me, I have an issue with a lack of creativity within the beauty industry at the moment, and this is just like a nail in the coffin. Okay, let's get into it. So, let's get into it. You may or may not have seen MCO Beauty's new announcement. Oh my god. The All-Day announcement, right? So this is the All-Day setting spray. And yes, you may be thinking, oh, why do I know that name? It's probably because of Urban Decay's All-Nighter setting spray. MCO have announced what might be the ultimate beauty dupe, except technically it's not really a dupe. They are launching a setting spray called All Day. That's the name of the setting spray, which is already an incredibly subtle, you know, and completely discreet name. Oh my god, MCO, why? Definitely doesn't remind us of anything else, right? Here's the deal though. MCO have partnered directly with Skindinavia, the company that developed and patented the formula previously. I've done a whole video on this. A lot of people have. You can look this up. So Skindinavia's formula was used in the original Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray until Urban Decay decided to go off on their own and do it, you know? So according to MCO Beauty, this is not a similar formula. It's not like a reversed engineered alternative. It is not MCO Beauty trying to create something that performs like the original, the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. It is the original Skindinavia technology, now being sold through MCO Beauty under a very familiar sounding name at a much lower price point. MCO is even promoting it with the words, not a dupe. You know the internet, a lot of people have a lot to say about this because some people are celebrating this, right? They loved the original Urban Decay formula of all-nighter setting spray. They were disappointed when Urban Decay let down Skindinavia, the brand that were basically had worked for them for years and years and years. They were disappointed in the reformulation as well from Urban Decay. So they are thrilled that they can now access it again. Skindinavia did carry on selling that formula, but on their own, but it was a little bit more expensive. Other people, like me, are looking at MCO's history of extremely recognizable products and asking, even when the formula is properly licensed, is the entire marketing strategy of this spray still relying on somebody else's identity? Is this not too far? Do you not think this is too far? Where is that line between creating an affordable alternative and copying another company's work? Yes, dupes help consumers, right? They're great for consumers, but does that have to come at the cost, the price of copying someone else's creativity? Can you defend this? Right, let's just take a little trip back, right? Before discussing whether this launch is ethical, which I don't think it is, we need to clarify something. What has happened? What has actually happened, right? Because this is slightly more complicated than MCO simply copying an Urban Decay product, right? It's not like their usual setup where they look at Charlotte Tilbury and think, what can we completely copy from that brand today? So for around 15 years, the formula behind Urban Decay's all-nighter setting spray, the classic, the icon, I personally never really liked it, came from Skindinavia. Skindinavia's founder, Alan Goldman, developed the thing that made this setting spray unique, right? The cooling technology. He obtained a patent for it. Patent or patent? You know what I mean when I'm saying it though, right? And then the company then licensed that technology to Urban Decay. So it's almost like white labeling, kind of, which launched the all-nighter setting spray. This is in 2010. And that turned into one of the most recognizable setting sprays in the beauty world. Now, Urban Decay ended that formulation partnership in 2025, so really recently, a lot of people were outraged, right? Because they didn't really tell Skindinavia they were working on replacing it with a new original product, an original formula that they were working on, and they actually developed in-house. I guess they have the money to do it, they didn't need to rely on anyone else. Why give money to someone else when they can make it, you know? I still don't think it's right, but I guess that's what their thinking was. So Urban Decay said that the replacement was the result of 4 years of research and more than 100 formula iterations and work involving 20 scientists. So Skindinavia still retained its patented technology and continued producing that setting spray separately. So you could technically still buy it. I swear you could still buy it anyway when Urban Decay was selling it. So now MCO Beauty has now partnered again with Skindinavia, kind of taking the place of Urban Decay, to sell the old technology as all-day setting spray. It's just so tacky. MCO describes it as the same cooling, long-wearing spray people previously loved and says it provides up to 16 hours of wear. So in the UK, All Day is being launched at around the £15 mark for 120 millilitres. The old 120 millimeter Urban Decay version was priced at £29.50. So quite a lot more. So at the time of recording this, the MCO Beauty version, the All Day, is scheduled to launch online on the 14th of August 2026. So from a kind of formulation and licensing perspective, calling this plagiarism is actually inaccurate, right? It's all done legally. It's all fine. Well, on the legal side, Skindinavia actually owns the relevant technology, right? Skindinavia has agreed to the partnership. It's not like MCO have come in and be like, we're taking that, calling it this, you know? Skindinavia presumably benefits financially from the agreement, much like they did with Urban Decay, which is why I think Urban Decay, personally, cut them off before, because they can make as much money as they can in-house. So MCO hasn't like secretly stolen the formula from Urban Decay. That part's important. We need to remember that. But it does not automatically settle every ethical question surrounding the launch of the All Day setting spray. I mean, couldn't you come up with a better name? All Day. Why does it have to be All Day? I know it was all nighter, but come on. So because formulas are only one part of the beauty product, there's also the name, right? The visual identity, the marketing, The reputation. Can we just look at this all-day setting spray for a second? That's it next to the all-nighter. The font is crazy. That font, crazy. Come on now. That's exactly the same fucking thing in a different color. They've done the same thing in a different color. Visually, even if you've ever had the all-nighter setting spray, it has that kind of like matte, smooth, but sticky. As you use it, it gets like stickier finish to it. And the all-dayer looks like it has the same thing, right? It looks exactly the same, that matte, that soft matte. And again, it comes along with like the reputation that this setting spray has made for itself over the years. Consumers, when they're looking at the spray, they associate it with a particular concept, a particular brand, a particular formula. And I guess the formula is in there. MCO calling a product made with the all-nighter technology all-dayer is obviously, very obviously, designed to make consumers recognize the connection between the same two, like they do with all their other products. Usually it's a lot more of a visual cue. This is really the first kind of time that they've been as cheeky with a name. And that recognition behind the product is the point as to why people don't really like dupes, why they're kind of divided and split when it comes to this level of duping. The all-dayer reaction has been surprisingly divided. When I first saw this, I was like, people have to be outraged at the blatant copy, legal plagiarism of this packaging. Some people think this is brilliant, right? Some people, and I kind of get where they're coming from, some people believe that Urban Decay chose to walk away from a beloved formula, a beloved brand that they had partnered with for years and years and years and years. And listen, don't get me wrong, it's not like Urban Decay left Skindinavia alone with no money, you know, in the corner. They must have made millions over the years with them. And in that sense, Skindinavia had every right to find a new partner, right? Someone else to partner with. And people are looking at the situation and being like, you know what, Urban Decay screwed you over? Screw them over too. Fight fire with fire. And the partnership does actually bring the price point back down again. Skindinavia do sell their original formula for a little bit more of an expensive price, but I guess that covers a lot of like the shipping and stuff they have to do, whereas a big brand like MCO coming in, they can deal with all that. All they have to do is ship the product to MCO, right? I don't know how it works. And if you think about it, it's not really as terrible. It's the original inventor of that technology just taking that technology somewhere else. Some people see it as a win for a smaller company that had been screwed over. I mean, a lot of us maybe didn't even know about the Skindinavia part of this. We may have seen the all-nighter as Urban Decay's creation, whereas really, all-nighter is, yes, but the formula was someone else's, it was Skindinavia's. The partnership ending actually drew attention to the fact that Skindinavia had played a central role in the formulation, and pretty much the popularity of this product's formula, sorry. Urban Decay were just there to kind of push it out. And now Skindinavia's involvement is being discussed openly. And other people are saying, I've seen it a lot in the comments, although they usually dislike MCO and the way they dupe products, you know, the way they do Charlotte Tilbury, the way they do Glow Recipe, Laneige, they are interested in this particular product because they love the old formula and they kind of like the screw you to a bigger brand. Is your excitement for the product returning, although it hadn't really gone away? Is your excitement for that coming back? Does that outweigh this blatant copy plagiarism, lack of creativity that a lot of people don't like from the brand? Because to me, I mean, I don't know whether Skindinavia would have a say in what MCO do with it, but I'm sure MCO wouldn't just out of the blue not tell them what they're doing and come out with something as bold as this, you know what I mean? It kind of says to me that Skindinavia also are a bit tasteless when it comes to this duping process and how this would, you know, come across. Because if somebody was like, yeah, we're just going to copy what they did before, but with the same product, I'll be like, oh, that's a bit worrying for me. And there is that side. Let's talk about the me side of how we feel about this. Because yes, okay, I can understand people being happy for Skindinavia, absolutely. But there are a lot of people out there who just don't want to support MCO Beauty. And actually, this is another step too far. Considering that MCO Beauty have built a considerable part of their public identity around Luxe for Less products that strongly reference existing bestsellers, strongly mirror copies almost. MCO, of course, have had allegations of them copying people blatantly before, right? And people have kind of explained it away with this law, but come on now. This is too far. This is too far. This is too much. If we allow this, if we're like, oh, this is absolutely fine, what are we allowing other people to do? If there is this law that allows people to copy it this closely, everything is just going to become so fucking boring. If we can dupe people like this all the time. It's shit, it's boring, it's annoying. You know what, if this was another brand without MCO's reputation, Skindinavia, this might have been seen as just Skindinavia's new distributor, right? But because it's MCO Beauty, and because the product is literally called All Daya, we just see it as another example of a company building attention through the recognition of somebody else's brand. Somebody else's work. And that's my criticism. I hope you're going to understand that, right? That makes sense to me. I've made no secret on this channel that I'm not personally a fan of the brand. In fact, if you Google my name and the brand, you'll see I'm nice about them. I also don't personally gravitate towards Charlotte Tilbury, for example, or even Urban Decay. However, please don't see this as I don't like this brand, so everything they do is wrong. That would be lazy. A company we dislike can make a reasonable argument. And a company we like can also behave unethically. You know, a product can be legally authorized while its marketing can be distasteful, tacky, questionable, shit, unimaginative. Two things can be true at once. You have to let me know your opinions down below, because this can't be okay in many people's minds, right? Like, yes, I can see the side being happy for Skindinavia. I can see people being like, okay, they got a distributor and they're probably gonna make a shitloads of money. People do shop from MCO worldwide. What I do find funny is that they've been taken over now and keep emailing me to ask if I want to be part of, if they can send me stuff. And it's like, have you not Googled my name and your brand? Because it's not good. They're not launching first in Australia, which is where the brand is from. They're launching in the US and UK first. This can't be, I just don't understand how anyone can look at this and be happy for the industry, for the makeup industry, and look at the brand and think that compared to everyone else, like their Charlotte Tilbury dupes, their Laneige dupes, be angry about that, but look at this and think, wow, this is great. Oh, this is actually, this is quite funny. No, it's not. No, it's really fucking not. You know what I mean? This could have been an opportunity for MCO to create a different looking product, a product that they didn't have to dupe from someone, you know, and slightly hinted at the formula being the Urban Decay original formula. That would, you know, start your own line that is tasteful. You have a name for yourself now. Is this what you're going to be forever? Is this your blueprint for the brand for the rest of its existence? No, come on. I think that's awful. Let me know your opinions down below. No judgy, no judgy. We all think differently. But yes, will you be buying the All Daya setting spray? Let me know. Thank you again for joining me. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for letting me get stuff off my chest always, and I will see you soon.